I mostly viewed others as mere materials. But with you, it's different. It's a feeling I can't describe. A warm feeling. Even if you want to escape in the future, I won't let you slip away from me.
How romantically threatening.
Where do you think the first cut should be? We'll have more time to spend together in the future.
Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel. I am Espoir David, and a long time ago I played a visual novel about a dating sim with The Bloody Painter. But today I'd like to play a little short DLC that comes after ending 4-4 in the other game. You live under the same roof, but you don't interfere with each other. He continues to commit crimes, and you sometimes participate on a whim. You have each other by the short hairs, and you know that if you expose each other's crimes to the public, then you will be finished too. So you more or less cover each other. You have a strange symbiotic relationship where you sometimes dislike each other and sometimes deceive each other. But you also have absolute trust in each other. Two madmen keeping each other company. How sweet. I highly recommend that you check out that video before you watch this one, because I think we're just going to jump into it and you won't know what's going on. Besides the basics, you know, he's a creepypasta dude and he kind of murders people a little. But let's see what the Bloody Painter has in store for us on Valentine's Day. Note, this Bloody Painter dating sim DLC is a continuation of the storyline following the good ending 4-4, Madhouse. Aww. Please complete the main game before playing this DLC. I did.
Hey!
Between dream and reality, you sense someone calling out to you. The hazy voice felt familiar and comforting, gently pulling you back into your dreams.
Hey!
You found out someone was poking on your cheek repeatedly with their index finger. Although it didn't bother you, it still made you frown. You were still trying to linger in bed. Just let me sleep in a bit more.
Wake up, or the breakfast will get cold.
All right. Just let me sleep for 5 more minutes, darling. Better get up or BP's gonna throw a slipper at me.
Are you feeling a bit groggy right now? Did you think I was somebody else?
The man flicked your forehead with his index finger, a hint of displeasure in his voice. Ouch! That hurt! The sudden pain made you wince, forcing you to open your eyes. Through your blurred vision, you saw him with an expression that seemed to say, finally willing to wake up.
Maybe this will wake you up. What? Yes, I woke you up. Any complaints?
Your eyes are so beautiful. Your sudden compliment left him a bit overwhelmed, and the displeasure on his face vanished in an instant. Aw, he gets so flustered so easily. You noticed his cheeks beginning to blush. He glanced away quickly, but then returned to his usual self the next moment.
If you don't want breakfast, I'll take them away.
No. I want them. You immediately got up from your bed, pulled out the chair, and sat down at the table. Then... that looks delicious. I might have that after this. A perfectly toasted slice of Texas toast was served on the table, accompanied by a half-melted block of butter and some lettuce as garnishment. You took a bite of the toast, producing a crispy sound. The fragrance of the butter flooded your mouth. The man also took a piece of the same toast and sat down across the table. Seeing how much you enjoyed the food, a smile slowly spread across his face. Oh yeah, do you know what date it is today?
February 14th.
It's Ren's birthday! And also Valentine's Day. Do you know what day it is today?
I know. Valentine's Day.
Oh, so you do know. I thought you weren't interested in such holidays.
Indeed, I'm not interested. But whenever I walk down the streets, these businesses offering Valentine's Day promotions and products try to grab my attention. So it's honestly hard not to notice.
Yeah, especially when they put Valentine's stuff up in like December. Well then, you know what people do on Valentine's Day? Usually nothing. You stared at him with expectant eyes, making him feel embarrassed for a moment. He could only focus on eating.
Why don't you just say it? What do you want to do today?
What do we want to do today? Speaking of Valentine's Day, chocolate is definitely a must. If you could, I want to try the chocolate you make. After all, since you're so good at cooking, the chocolate you make must be delicious. I have never made chocolate before. It can't be that hard, right? Right? But if it's too much of a trouble for you, you don't have to.
I'll make it.
While you were still figuring out how to convince him to accept your suggestion, he agreed.
What's up?
I thought you were going to make a face and look at me like you were saying, "Are you out of your mind right now?" He tilted his head, seemingly puzzled by your thoughts. He didn't hurry to answer you. It was as if he deliberately was teasing you. He squinted his eyes and looked at you slowly. What? Noticing that you were waiting for his answer, he even stopped eating. He slowly extended his hand and gently brushed the crumbs off of your mouth.
I could do that, and then I'd watch you keep praising me with your fancy words until I'm satisfied. Now that I think about it, maybe this is even more fun.
Aww. Then I would have to think about how to praise you so that you would be satisfied.
I'd say, save your energy for later. Finish your breakfast, then come to the kitchen with me.
You stood in front of the kitchen countertop, watching him open the cupboard and pull out a bag of sugar, a chocolate mold, a pen-shaped digital thermometer, and several bags of chocolate blocks. Oh, okay, so you melt the chocolate, and then you put it in the molds. Oh, that's a hobby I don't need to start. Since when have we had these at home? He didn't answer your question, fully absorbed in wiping down the countertop and utensils with sanitizer. Oh yeah, he's kind of a germaphobe. Why do I feel like he came prepared? He was complaining about all the Valentine stuff and he bought it anyway. You thought. After a while, all utensils were placed on the countertop.
First, chop the chocolate blocks into small pieces.
Or just eat them. Let me help you. You placed the chocolate block on the cutting board, and the sounds of chopping echoed through the kitchen. He filled a pot with water, placed it on the stove, and turned on the heat. In the kitchen, you two worked side by side in harmony. Oh yeah, I've been wanting to ask you this question.
What is it?
How are you so good at cooking? Are you just interested in it? He went silent for a moment, as if he were recalling something. You noticed his gaze drift to the upper left corner. He seemed to be stuck in a memory.
When I was little, whenever I did something wrong, my mother would withhold meals as a punishment. In order not to starve, I had to learn to take care of my own meals.
Starving a child? How old were you when this happened?
I remember being punished this way since I was about 5 years old, though it might have started even earlier.
My mom instincts are kicking in. So he's skilled, not because he's interested in cooking, but because he needed to survive, you thought.
But now, I study cooking purely out of interest. Because it's hilarious watching someone eat like a chipmunk, mouth full and totally satisfied.
Hey, by someone do you mean me? I'm not a chipmunk. Watching you pout and argue back, he couldn't help but smile, a gentle expression appearing on his face. You walked over to the stove and placed the chopped chocolate into a small empty pot. Then you set the small pot into the larger one with boiling water. Oh, that's how you do it. The heat began to melt the chocolate. I never thought making chocolate with a friend would be this fun. See, I thought you had to, make the chocolate. I thought you had to get, cocoa beans and a mortar and pestle and sugar and, vanilla extract or whatever. No, we're just melting it and putting it in a mold, which is also fun. You said this while stirring the chocolate in the pot.
So we're friends, huh?
What? Are we not friends? If we're not friends, what else can we be?
We can.
He thought for a long time, but he didn't follow up with it. The conversation came to a halt. The only sound in the kitchen was the bubbling of the boiling water, creating an awkward atmosphere. After a while, you both turned around simultaneously, having come up with something to say, only to realize you were so close to each other. Eye to eye, your faces were so close that the tips of your noses were almost touching. Oh. The closeness startled you both, and you quickly took a few steps back in a panic. Your elbow bumped into the pot on the stove behind you, causing it to fly off.
Watch out.
He stepped forward, trying to catch the flying pot, causing you both to stumble together. The suddenness of the situation made you close your eyes instinctively. Ouch! That hurt. Oh no, the chocolate! Oh no, there's chocolate all over me. Whatever shall we do about this situation? You reopened your eyes and found yourself sitting on the floor. The man was holding himself up with one arm positioned directly above you. He managed to catch the larger pot filled with boiling water with his other hand, but the smaller pot still flew out regardless. The melted chocolate splattered across the entire kitchen, transforming the once clean space into a disheveled mess that was unbearable to look at. If a squeamish person witnessed such a catastrophe, they wouldn't be able to resist the urge to clean it up immediately. Oh my goodness, your hand is burnt. He set the pot down, opened his palm, and the area that had come in contact with the pot was red and swollen. I am so sorry. This must hurt a lot, right? I was too careless. I also made a mess in the kitchen. I should have... Just as you began to apologize in a panic, he reached out with his hand and gently caressed your cheek, interrupting your unspoken words.
There was chocolate.
He wiped the chocolate off of your face and pinched your cheek.
You're being a drama queen. I'm fine.
It's just a mild burn. My hand just needs some cold water. I think you need more than that, but I don't know. I thought you'd be mad at me for making a mess in the kitchen.
I might have been mad if it had been someone else. But you're not someone else.
Huh? Did you say something at the end? It was too quiet. I couldn't hear it.
Nothing. It's nothing important.
Oh, we're not an item yet. Noon.
The chocolate that splattered onto the floor and walls has solidified, so it's best to wipe it away with a hot towel.
Oh, okay.
But we need a brush to clean those gaps between the tiles.
You began to clean up the splattered chocolate in the kitchen as he instructed you to. You could tell that he wanted to clean them by himself, fearing that you wouldn't clean thoroughly. Hey. However, with a burn on his hand, he was now struggling even to wring out a cloth, leaving him no choice but to hand over the cleanup to you. While instructing you on the cleaning, he occasionally glanced at the patch of melted chocolate on his own clothes and frowned. Not only him, there was plenty of chocolate on your clothes as well. The sweet yet cloying smell and the feeling of chocolate sticking to your skin made you wish you could wash it off and get changed immediately. How about you go take a shower first? Looking around at the kitchen, still in disarray, he hesitated. It was clear that he couldn't assure himself on your cleaning skills. Hey, I may not be a good cook, but I can clean. Leave the cleaning to me. I've watched you clean multiple times, so I know how to do it properly.
Guess I'll leave it to you then.
In acceptance, he walked into the bathroom, leaving you alone in the kitchen. A few moments later... Phew, it's done. Don't you come in here and spot check and say I missed spot. I'll kick you in the knees. The kitchen is now cleaner than ever. You wiped the beads of sweat off of your forehead. Oh. You felt the sticky texture under the slippers you were wearing. Looking down, you realized that the floor was covered in chocolate again, thanks to your slippers. Seems like I need to take a shower as well. And throw out these slippers. Humming sound. You picked up a bath towel while humming a song, then opened the bathroom door. Oh! How did you know he was not still in there, me? It's only you two in the apartment. Also, I am looking disrespectfully. You were surprised to see that the man was still bathing in the bathtub. You thought he had already showered while you were cleaning and had gone back to his bedroom. Ah! I'm so sorry. I'll leave right now. You backed off a few steps with the intention of leaving. He noticed the little chocolate trail you had left behind on the bathroom tiles and frowned. Oh, he's gonna have a conniption. You also noticed his eyes. Feeling overwhelmed, you found yourself stuck in a dilemma. Should you clean your body now or just leave?
I won't look at you. Come in, wash up quickly, and then get out right after.
Yes, sir. You walked into the bathroom, went to the corner, and awkwardly took off your clothes one by one until you were completely naked. To your surprise, he actually turned his head to the wall the entire time. Didn't even peek. I did. You sat down on a small plastic chair, pulled down the shower head, and began washing yourself. Oh yeah, I forgot. I believe this game is based in Japan, so they got the little washroom, and then once you wash up there, you go soak in the tub. That's neat. The sound of washing and scrubbing echoed through the bathroom. By the way, although you said you wouldn't look at me, aren't you afraid of me looking at you instead? Like I just did?
It's not like you would do anything, even if you did look.
How are you so sure that I wouldn't do anything? You said mischievously. He thought for a second, and then he gave his decisive reply.
'Cause you don't have the balls.
I see that as a challenge! You're right. Figuratively and literally. The sounds of washing and scrubbing continued. Oh, yeah, isn't your hand burnt? Won't it be a pain in the butt to shower like this?
Just a little bit. I just have to keep my right hand from touching the hot water.
Oh, I bet that's painful. Would you like me to help you wash your hair? I feel like you're the kind of person who washes their hair every day.
Indeed, I want my hair washed.
Oh, am I gonna put the little crown thing on you? He then thought for a moment.
All right. Thanks in advance.
Hair washies! The most intimate of... What? Tap on the screen. I'll start washing your hair, okay? I wonder if I could have tapped anywhere else. No, this isn't Love in Deep Space. I'm not going to disrespectfully touch his butt. Are you not curious about my body at all?
No. Why?
Maybe I'm covered with tattoos under my clothes. Or maybe I've got some huge secrets. Or maybe my sex is the complete opposite of what you think or something. Yeah, you don't know that. You said it in a teasing manner, but he still just stared at the wall, showing no sign of turning his head. Actually, I've been feeling suspicious about you for a long time. Are you gay? Me, you don't just ask people that. Or do you? I don't know.
No, I'm not.
But throughout these years, I've never seen you show any interest in females.
Well, let's put it this way. I don't feel attraction or aversion to someone based on their gender when choosing a partner.
Alright, cool.
I believe no matter the gender or the body, those are just superficial appearances. What truly attracts me is what's beneath.
Oh. But it's a bit disappointing that you don't even have any interest in my naked body. Am I really that unappealing? I mean, everybody in these visual novels seems to want my gams.
I don't understand why some people feel libido just from seeing a human body. It's just a piece of colored protein. Besides, I've grown tired of looking at life drawing nudes from my sketching practice.
You heard it here, folks. We're all just a piece of colored proteins. That's fair.
I believe a person's charm isn't measured by their appearance. You might be more charming than you think.
Was that a compliment? You thought to yourself. A few moments later, you both finished your bath and shower. You lay down on the couch in the living room, relaxing. He crossed his feet and started reading as usual. You, however, grabbed a random book from the bookshelf and sat right next to him. You flipped open a book and then realized it was about human anatomy. You tried to read it, for the sake of killing time, but the more you read, the harder it became to concentrate. You tried to focus on the words, but instead, they began to blur and dance on the page. As a wave of drowsiness hit you, you rested your head on his shoulder. He didn't dodge or resist. He then quietly closed your book when you weren't paying attention. If we're not friends, what else can we be? In your mind, you began reflecting on the conclusion of this earlier question. The pair of mugs you bought on sale sat on the dining table, filled with hot cocoa. Every morning you shared breakfast together. Even seeing each other naked doesn't bring a hint of embarrassment. You know each other's dark sides and secrets, yet there's no fear, only trust. Yeah, because in the ending this is based off of, it ends by saying, yeah, the scariest thing around you is me, so don't worry about nothing else. Is our relationship really just friendship? Sometimes he says things that are hard to understand, but they somehow sound like compliments. Yeah, like calling me some multicolored proteins. But whenever I compliment him, he immediately looks away, trying to hide his shy reaction, which is just adorable.
What did you just say?
I said you're adorable. I didn't stutter. Nothing. Late night.
Come in.
You slowly opened the door to his bedroom, holding a pillow in your arms.
What's up?
I had a nightmare and couldn't fall back asleep.
Want to talk about it?
Yeah, if that's okay. You closed the door and walked to the side of his bed, placing the pillow down. He scooted over, making space for you. You lay down on the bed, meeting his gaze. His blue eyes looked at you with concern.
What did you see?
I saw that night, 2 years ago, the one where we were escaping from the police on a snowy night. After I got shot in the leg, you came up and hugged me, and then stabbed me several times in the back. That wasn't cool. Why did you do that? That was unnecessary. You didn't need to do that!
If it was the me before, I probably would have done something like that to you.
This dream got me thinking how it almost feels like serendipity, being able to live together under the same roof like this now.
Living with a serial killer sounds more like semblanity.
BP coming out with the words I've never heard before? Zemblanity, the opposite of serendipity. Faculty of making unhappy, unlucky, and unexpected discoveries by design. Okay.
But being able to live with a serial killer for this long makes you pretty weird as well.
I'm thinking, would things be completely different if I had made a different choice 2 years ago? Maybe I wouldn't even be here. Yeah, because in the other endings, I would either end up a serial killer myself, or you climbing through my window leaving roses like the Phantom of the Opera, or I'd end up with my head as a doll. I'd be dead. I'd have glass eyes and I'd be dead.
Maybe I was pretty wary of you back then. To remove any potential threat, I might have done anything.
You both fell silent for a while. Are there any other possibilities for us? Your sudden question made him widen his eyes. He seems to have thought of something, averting your eyes as a blush crept up his cheeks and the tip of his ears, an instinctive reaction to conceal his embarrassment. After preparing himself, he took a deep breath and turned his eyes back on you.
What do you think our relationship could possibly be?
Marriage. Lovers? Soulmates? Lovers. Lovers.
Do you think we could become that kind of relationship?
I mean, we're already in the kitchen making chocolate together. Honestly, our daily interactions have already gone beyond lovers or soulmates. We feel more like a long-married couple. After you said this, he glanced away again.
So, that's how you see us in your eyes.
Yeah, I feel like our relationship has surpassed being just ordinary friends. Remember the question I asked? If we're not friends, what else can we be? You didn't give an answer. I've been thinking that maybe it's time to confirm our relationship. Now you could wait a few more years, a few more decades. After you're married, have your own home, and have 2 kids. I think maybe we should be lovers. You don't gotta decide right away. He closed his eyes and thought for a moment.
In the past, I mostly viewed others as mere materials. But with you, it's different. It's a feeling I can't describe. A warm feeling. Just being in the same space with you brings me such peace. This peace feels incredible, as if you have some kind of magic.
He paused for a few seconds, seemingly trying to find a better way to convey his thoughts. He took a deep breath, forcing himself to clear his mind.
I've always believed no one could stay with me for this long, even if they were charmed by my appearance. They would run away as soon as they find out what I've done. My true nature isn't something ordinary people can accept.
But do you think I'm like an ordinary person? You've called me weird like 4 or 5 times. Hearing this, he smiled.
You're the strangest, yet also the boldest person I've ever met.
Thank you.
Not only do you live with a cold-blooded serial killer, but you also want to confirm a relationship with one.
I'll take that as a compliment then.
But will that change if we confirm our relationship?
Probably not. Maybe there will be some physical intimacy, right? Yeah! Your voice went down as you said this, but was still clear enough for him to hear you. You reached up and stroked your cheek.
Close your eyes.
Kissy poos!
Like this?
Relationship confirming smooches! He gently pressed a kiss to your lips. He was already blushing, seeming quite unfamiliar with these things. More, please. I think physical intimacy means something more than just kissing. Hey, slow down, May, slow down. You're just confirming your relationship. His hand rested on your waist, fingers slowly moving down and sliding onto your inner thigh. His careful act made you feel a bit ticklish. You witnessed all of your reactions. His beautiful blue eyes focused intently on you.
Are you sure you want to do this? There's no turning back.
We are both consenting adults who have just confirmed our relationship. Nod.
All right, then.
Aww. With a swift movement, he flipped you over, pinning you beneath him. With one hand, he grasped your delicate wrists and lifted them above your head, pressing your hands against the bed, revealing a charmingly wicked smile.
Even if you want to escape in the future, I won't let you slip away from me.
Aww. How romantically threatening.
Nice to meet you again, my dear.
This Valentine's Day, you may not have gotten his handmade chocolates, but it seems you've received an even better gift. Yes, you've confirmed your relationship and received some dick. Oh, that was so sweet. I really know not much about creepypastas. I only know the basics like Slenderman and Jeff the Killer. And that's it. So I still know very little about the Bloody Painter, so I don't know if you have some lore, you can drop that in the comments. And the main version of this game is also available on Steam, as well as itch.io. As of right now, the DLC is only available on itch.io, but maybe it'll come to Steam, I'm not sure. But this was just a very short DLC, there's only that one ending, and it's so very sweet, so I think I'm gonna stop there. And if you would like to watch me play more amazing visual novels, feel free to peruse my channel, and pick up a new fictional husband or two. And don't forget to like, subscribe, or interact in any way that's comfortable for you, as we're trying to make it to 100,000 subscribers. But anyway, thank you so much for hanging out with me. Take care of yourself, have a great night, and remember, there is always hope.